Hello! Brandy Lawson here with Tech Girl, here to talk to you today about automation mindset. It's all in your mind. So, a lot of people will talk about mindset, and it's a real thing. And you've experienced this with a lot of things in your life, I'm sure. For me, when I got a new to me car, it was red. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. I have a red car. It's going to really stand out. It's awesome. And you know what? I started seeing red cars everywhere. Everywhere. It's a sea of red cars out there if you didn't know. But I didn't really recognize it. I wasn't seeing it until that's what my car looked like. And I walk out into the parking lot and suddenly they're all red. Well, and as it turns out, there's a lot of my model of car in red also. I have cooler rims, but when you choose to see something, when you start to become aware of these types of things, red cars or places for automation in your business, suddenly you see it all over the place. So that's why I wanted to take a couple minutes today and just get into automation mindset. My other favorite sort of analogy here is the Febreze commercials. Let's say you've got nose blind to those things. A lot of us in our business go manual blind or time suck blind to the things that in our business that could be automated. We just don't see them because they're part of our daily routine. They're just what we do. It's just how it's always happened, or we figured out how to make it happen at one point, and that's the way it's been happening ever since. And we are no longer seeing that there are better ways to be doing that. So I want to take you through a couple exercises to kind of stop being automation blind or nose blind to the things that are stinking up your automation potential, your time, your productivity, and let you just see those so that you can start to do something about it. For me, it really started with tracking my time. I was very glossing over a lot of the things in my business that were taking my time until I started tracking my time. Now, let me tell you, this was not my idea. I didn't come into work one day like, I want to track all my time, because honestly, I hated the thought. It just really didn't sit well with me, because I had this idea that I knew how to be productive. I knew how to spend my time. I was the great guardian of my time, and I knew what to be doing with it. But I resisted it because time tracking would cause me to be brutally honest with myself about what I was really doing during the day. And my other resistance was, well, it takes too much time. I'm not good at that, blah, blah, blah. So here's what I did. I used a little program called Rescue Time, which I don't have to do a thing to track my time. It just tracks where I am on my computer. And if I've been away from my computer, it pops up a little reminder where I can input what I've been doing since I've been away from the computer. So it was really took away the excuse of me saying, well, I'm not good at remembering to blah, blah, blah. No, it just does it for you and gives you a report at the end of the week. Now you can say what is productive and what is non-productive time. You can give things rankings and scores and kind of get an overall weekly productivity score. But for me, it was that step into being brutally honest with myself about what was taking my time. And when I looked at that, I started to see places for automation. I spent a lot of time in my email. Well, what else could I be doing to ratchet down the email? How else could I be handling my tasks? That's about the time that I found my task manager. Now, I had to try several of them before we ended up with something that worked. But it started to give me the cues about where I was spending my time and where automation may make sense. The other thing is that you can start to put in small pieces of automation and see how that goes. For one, new rule in your business, you never, ever, ever manually input information or re-input information. If you have contacts and they need to be somewhere else, no one enters that information. There's an export, there's an import. So even just changing the thought process about how things get done. If you have a handful of business cards from your latest networking event, that's awesome. No one enters those cards. No one actually sits down and enters those cards. You get the app on your phone. There's about 4 bazillion of them. I use one called Full Contact. And you take the pictures, and they end up in your contacts. And you can tag them so that you can then find them and send them follow-ups or whatever. But no one manually enters information. New rule. Doesn't happen. Even if you need to transfer information from one system to another. Doesn't happen. So no manual entry. Know where your time goes. Those are 2 ways to start to see the red cars and stop being nose blind or automation blind in your business. The other thing is this is a skill. Once you start to see it, you can start to hone those skills and develop what I'll call automation intuition. And you really, like anything, you have to prioritize. But automation is for every business. You should be automating, because the benefit of automating is that you get to spend time doing what makes you money. And the other thing is you get to spend time doing the things that you like. Some of us do not like entering. I started in technology doing data entry. While I'm good at it, it is not the best use of my time, nor do I really generally care for it. So bring in automation, look for automation opportunities, see them, and know that when you see the opportunities, you don't always have to have the answer. You just need to know where the opportunities are in your business. This is the automation mindset that you're going to turn on so that you're seeing the opportunities for automation in your business. And then either you maybe already know the answer to how to automate it, or check with your good friend Google, or tap your network and your resources. Find somebody like me, find another technical expert, find somebody who works on systems, and ask them. They will probably point you in the right direction, because honestly, it's way better to start with a recommendation from somebody who knows something than to just start out in the world. Because the best thing about technology is there's a million ways to do anything, and the worst thing about technology is the same thing. There's a million ways to do anything, and so the best way for you may not be the best way for someone else, or the person who decided to write up the article on Google. So look for the opportunities, see the red cars, don't be nose blind. If you find yourself dreading something or putting something off, really ask yourself, is this an opportunity for automation? Because maybe it is. So with that, I send you out into the world looking for red cars and to stop being automation blind in your business. I'd love to hear from you about what your automation challenges are, or what you think are some of the places in your business that could be automated.